yourselves a round of applause. Because I've been blessed with the opportunity to partner up with Ed Brady and Jeff Quinlan and their entire marketing team, which has been unbelievable since day one. So please show some love for them for helping create this moment. Yes! It's one thing to want to own a comedy club, but I really wanted to do something special for all the people that inspired me to do something. And tonight is not so much about the comedy park opening as it is a moment to unveil the new creation of the Rhode Island Comedy Hall of Fame. Okay? So, round of applause for everyone in that Rhode Island Comedy Hall of Fame. Give it up for Charlie Hall! Hello everybody, my name is Charlie Hall, and this is the Rhode Island Comedy Hall of Fame wall here at the Comedy Park. All right, let's try to do this as quickly and as painlessly as we can. I'm going to hand it over to the curator, the director, the guy whose idea this was. And since 2012, the Rhode Island Comedy Hall of Fame was merely a website. And now it has a physical location. And it's all because Rock and Joe Hebert had a dream. Most of his dreams include cannabis. Yeah. But no cannabis tonight. We are high on comedy. Rock and Joe, reveal the Hall of Fame. Now, okay.
Bravo, Joe!
Let's go to caricature number one, which is supposed to be me.
It's you.
Does this just rip off?
Kind of.
Can I do that?
Yep.
There we go. Looks just like it. What's that background?
It's mystical fog.
It's marijuana smoke. That's what it is, Charlie. You know it.
Try not to stay within 8 feet of that caricature. For those who are...
Next, Charlie Hall, who is the first inductee into the Rhode Island Comedy Hall of Fame in 2012. It was great. I loved it.
Yeah, I tried to do something. I tried to do something funny. In mine, you can see the numbers. You know, how many people say, you can hardly see the numbers? Well, you can see the numbers in mine. And I had trouble painting the brush, so I just glued on a real brush right there.
Frank O'Donnell, who could not be here tonight, was one of the original comedians who started comedy with Charlie. At Periwinkle's Comedy Club many, many years ago. And here's what Frank looks like. That's really good.
I'm doing the color commentary. Frank, in the past years, has helped feed monarch butterflies, believe it or not. They are a starving breed. Frank has taken it upon himself to help people all around the world, and that's why the background is a monarch.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay.
That's great. He's much younger there.
Next is a family member. My own brother, John Parada, of John Parada's Comedy Factory. Who booed him? Here's what he looks like. Has a caricature. That's awesome. I knew you'd love that. What do you think?
Charlie, that's very good. Can you take it down now? Good job, Charlie.
Yeah.
But, don't come back, okay? Thanks for coming.
Hey, this isn't the show, John, okay? By the way, John paid me to make his hair a little bit darker. And I tried to use some younger pictures, by the way, of people. So there's no reason to make them at their oldest. Wait till you see Ace. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, next up, a famous person. Came to Periwinkle's, what, late 80s, early 90s? Was a natural comic from the get-go and scared to death to get on stage for the very first time. Charlie talked him into it. I'm going to save a lot of time on his bio. You may know him from America's Got Talent. He was the only comedian to ever place in the finals. He was number 2. He lost to a dog act. But here he is, ladies and gentlemen, Tom Carter. There's Tom Carter. This one is going to be my favorite. I can tell right away. Ladies and gentlemen, the first woman to be inducted into the Rhode Island Comedy Hall of Fame. The funny, the lovely Doreen Collins. I love that.
By the way, that mouth is actual size.
Yes. Oh, this one I've been waiting for. Ace, where are you? Right here. Ace has been waiting for this. He's been dying to lift this curtain all night. I'm gonna let you do it. Ladies and gentlemen, one of Rhode Island's own, Ace Sucito.
Great.
You were always a young kid to me.
Charlie, that's awesome.
Ace is finally grown up.
Oh my God, I finally look like half my age.
All right, next, I did an induction probably 5 years ago now. I wanted to get Funny for Funds into the Rhode Island Comedy Hall of Fame. Both Bill Simas and Mike Murray refused to go in separately. Bill said he wasn't funny enough. Mike Murray said he wasn't funny enough. I had to take them at their word. So I put their company in. Ladies and gentlemen, Funny for Funds.
That is
great.
awesome. Millions raised.
Next up, one of Cranston's own Spaccones. He's probably my favorite Italian next to John Parada. Ladies and gentlemen, Bobby Braciole.
Ooh, thing! That's unbelievable, man. Charlie, thanks. Now go, no, I love it. Thank you very much, guys. True honor to be a part of the Comedy Hall of Fame. Thank you so much.
And the last one we come to, you do this in a sec, a genuine celebrity, born in Westerly, Rhode Island, had a long television career on the Laugh-In show. She was actually on Sesame Street for a number of years. She's done a ton of movies, one of the funniest ladies you'll ever see. And if you're looking for her, you can find her on the Tubi app, who are showing the old Laugh-In shows. Ladies and gentlemen, Ruth Buzzy.
Bravo!
85 and living in Texas.
85, she's living in Texas. She could not be here tonight, but we got her here anyway. And she is, in her words, tickled pink to be a part of the Rhode Island Comedy Hall of Fame.
Thank you,
Too
Charlie.
bad she's not here. I would have given anything to be hit by that pocketbook. All right, I just got a little mini speech here. I want to start by saying 3 words that Bill Simas has never spoken. I'll be brief. But I also want to say Bill Simas knows how to keep a promise. At the end of the Rhode Island Comedy Hall of Fame roast of Funny for Funds, in front of an audience of 400 people, Bill Simas made a vow that we'd someday have a real home. 5 years later, Bill delivered. In fact, he over-delivered. He not only got us a Hall of Fame, but he got us a comedy club to put it inside of.
Inside that Funny for Funds event center that you will see in 2017, there will never be another joke on this stage about the Rhode Island Comedy Hall of Fame being on a website. Inside that stage, how dare you, had rewrite. And inside that building, in the foyer, when you walk in, we are going to have pictures, bios, whatever it takes to make a tangible, physical Rhode Island Comedy Hall of Fame inside that building.
Starting the Hall of Fame is anything but easy. It's easy to get hated. I endured a lot of grief from other comedians over this project. One quote I recall is this comedian said, "This Hall of Fame thing is all in Joe's head." That's true. That's where all ideas begin, and I'm okay with that. It was in my head, then it was on paper, then a website, and now it's here right in front of everyone. There was another comic who said Rockin' Joe started a Hall of Fame so he could put his comedy friends inside of it. That's a lie. Actually, I hate 3 of the people in the Hall of Fame. I mean, with a passion. Right down to their souls. I'm not going to tell you who they are, but they know. I'm pretty sure they know.
We do.
Charlie Hall, the first inductee into the Rhode Island Comedy Hall of Fame, and of course the artist responsible, always made fun of the fact that the Hall of Fame was just a website. Charlie took every opportunity to sight shame me. Beautiful. He would make it well known at every Hall of Fame induction that we were nothing but a website. Charlie, I just want to say, where are you?
Right here.
We were nothing but a website. But Pornhub is a website, and that hasn't stopped you from visiting it 16 times a day.
That's true. Can't argue that.
I want the Rhode Island Comedy Hall of Fame to belong to everyone. I want the patrons of the Comedy Park and the comedians who work here to know about the pioneers who came before them and paved the way for Rhode Island comedy. For example, I want Doreen Collins' grandchildren to walk through here someday and say to their friends, "That's my grandmother." The first woman to be inducted into the Rhode Island Comedy Hall of Fame. And then they'll say, no, not the old lady with the hairnet. Talking about the fake blonde with the big mouth. It's my hope to be able to live long enough to place many more deserving, very funny people inside this hall. And I want to tell you a couple of the names we're after for induction. The Farrelly brothers. Seth MacFarlane. Charlie Day from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Went to high school in Portsmouth. Deborah Messing. Will and Grace. Jay Leno, who's now a full-time resident down in Newport. We really want Jay.
Wow.
We're working on Jay, right?
Wow.
We're working on Jay. And one of my dearest but departed friends, R-rated hypnotist Frank Santos Sr. That will happen. Right now, I want to thank our wonderful lifetime sponsor, Bananagrams. You guys familiar with Bananagrams?
Yes, Dana.
A game created right here in the city of Cranston by a gentleman named Abe Nathanson. Bananagrams has become an international family pastime and is sold in almost every country in the world. Abe had 3 daughters, Rena, Brenda, and Dana. Those 3 sisters went to school right across the street at Cranston East and spent hours upon hours of time in the room next to us watching Saturday afternoon matinees. Rena Nathanson is now the CEO of Bananagrams, and when we contacted her to see if she'd be interested in sponsoring the Hall of Fame project, she jumped at the opportunity and sent us a more than generous donation of $5,000. Bananagrams may have gone international, but in this theater, it's as local as it was when it was created. Rena now lives in the UK. Unfortunately, she could not be here with us this evening, but her sister Dana is. Where's Dana? Dana, just wave. Oh, right in front of me. Her sister Dana is. Some of you may already know Dana. She's been the senior director of the Rhode Island Comedy Hall of Fame for the past 8 years. And during that time, she's been a giant pain in my ass.
As you should.
But she's passionate about what she does, and no one I know could ever take her place. I never had the chance to meet Dana's dad, but from what I know, tonight would be a very proud and humbling experience for him. I dedicate this wall not only to the members of the Hall of Fame and the city of Cranston, but also to the creator of Bananagrams Abe Nathanson and his family. I also have to thank my incredible wife Anna for putting up with me for the last 1,000 years. It takes a very special and extremely patient person to be married to a comedian, and fortunately, I was lucky enough to hit the Comedy Wife lottery. I also want to thank Ed Brady, Jeff Quinlan, and the rest of their team at the park for their support. Bill Simus, of course, and the best artist in the Ocean State, Charlie Hall, for creating these caricatures that exceeded everyone's expectations. Last but not least, I want to thank everyone who showed up tonight. If you donated a sponsorship or simply bought a ticket, I'm extremely grateful and glad that you're all here. Now, what do you say we have a comedy show? Come back to your seats.
Get there now.